Shalom, welcome to the first of three pre-policy conference videos. We're all very excited. It is now Wednesday night before policy conference, and we can't wait until policy conference this coming year, 2012. It's going to be an exciting year, and really this video, this first part, there's going to be three videos. The first one's going to be a policy conference survival guide, which will be applicable to any age person and almost any year of policy conference. A few things that will be applicable this year probably won't be to any other year, but generally this can be applied to any year. So even if you're watching this in future years, this should help you. The second video is going to be a guide to this year's policy conference in particular, to the speakers and what to listen for. And the third video will be for my students who are accompanying me, or what we like to call the groupies or the stalkers, the students who will be attending policy conference not with our group, but would like to hang on to our group, and the more the merrier. You're all welcome. Okay. So let's talk about a couple of things. First of all, when you're at your hotel at policy conference, so how do you get to the convention center? Convention center is a huge building. It's a couple of blocks away from your hotel, hopefully. Most of us will be staying at hotels that are nearby. You can walk. It's nice enough, and we generally do walk. My groups have always walked to the conference center. But there is an AIPAC shuttle. Now, when you picture a shuttle, what generally goes through your mind are one of those little mini buses that pick you up. This is a little different. These are coach buses with a police escort. So feel free to jump on them. They come about every 15-20 minutes, and that's a great way of getting to the conference center, especially if it rains, which hopefully it won't. Okay. The conference. Now, this year is going to be massive, and I suspect every year past this one will be the same way. In past years, we've had 5,000, 8,000 people. This year, they're expecting between 13,000 and 14,000 people. That's amazing. The first thing you do when you get to the policy conference is you have to register. Registering is in a huge lobby of a room where there are a number of stations, about 30 stations, and you have to hit 4 of those stations. You go to the first one and you show your ID. Now, you can't check in for anybody else. You have to be only check in for yourself, and you need a photo ID. So if you're taking notes, write down you need to bring a photo ID with you. They will not let you check in. There are not going to be any exceptions made. Oh, I know this person, I know that. It doesn't matter who you are or who you know. You need a photo ID to check in, and you must check in yourself. So you can't send a friend or a spouse or anybody else to check in. You must check in yourself, okay? The best thing to do is not wait till Sunday morning to check in. Obviously, if you're only arriving Sunday morning, you have no options. The best thing is to get to the convention center before it closes at Saturday night at 11 p.m. It opens at 3, but being Shomer Shabbat, so we're going to get there a little after Shabbat ends and register then. You don't want to register. Sunday morning is going to be a little hectic with all the security and everybody checking in. You can do it. You can check in anytime, but you can't get to anything in the convention center until you check in. Now, you've all gotten by email a barcode. Print that out, bring that with you. It's almost like going to the airport for a flight to Israel without having checked in beforehand. You're going to wait hours online. This way, you have the barcode, you simply go up, you don't really have to go through all the details of them trying to find your reservation. You simply go up, they scan your barcode, and they find out who you are. They see that you're registered for the conference, no problem. So try to bring that barcode. It's not necessary, but it'll definitely help you. Okay. They're going to give you a badge at check-in, and you're going to always, it's with a lanyard that goes around you, you're going to always wear that ID badge. They will not let you anywhere in the conference without that ID badge. Make sure you're wearing that wherever you go during policy conference to make sure that you have that with you. Okay. What's the dress like? So, the dress during the first 2 days of policy conference is business casual. Okay, that's a nice pair of slacks, a nice shirt. Women can figure out what that translates into. But on Monday, it's business serious, and on Tuesday, Monday night, and on Tuesday during the day, when you have lobbying meetings, you also must be dressed nice. If you have any private meetings, as our group does, then it's suit and a tie the whole entire time. Okay. Now, you could bring a jacket with you if it rains or it's cold or the like, but coat check with 14,000 people can get pretty hectic. You got to figure that you're going to be waiting 30 minutes to put in your coat and 30 minutes to get your coat afterwards. That doesn't sound appealing. What's better, and since the inside weather of the convention center changes drastically depending on the room you're in, sometimes the room can be freezing, sometimes the room can be very stuffy, dress in layers. Okay, that's so sweaters and things like that. Okay, meals. This year, Policy Conference is a little different. They are not serving meals except to their donors. What I would suggest is become a donor. Club memberships start at $1,500. The next level is $3,600, and then $10,000. Those are the people that are really, really supporting AIPAC, and those are the people we need. It's a good thing to jump to that club donorship, especially now this year. Get a free meal out of it. Okay, but if you're not a club member or you're a student, students are going to get a couple of meal vouchers to the cafeteria upstairs. There's a cafeteria upstairs that sells very tasty sandwiches and salads and the like, and that's fine food that you can get with no problem. Okay, and that you can find the food upstairs in the cafeteria. Okay, otherwise you're on your own for food. There's no breakfast sold until later in the day, so you're going to want to figure that out as well. Okay. One thing that's important is to remember why we're there. We're there to strengthen the United States-Israel relationship, and we're inviting guests into our home to do so. Okay, the guests that we're inviting into our home to do so are the President of the United States, members of the administration, members of the United States Senate, members of the United States Congress, members of the Israeli government. They're in our respective homes, and our job is to show them that the United States-Israel relationship is strong, and we have to be strategic in how we do that. You know what doesn't help? Booing. Booing doesn't help. Obnoxious sounds or talking doesn't help. We've got to be respectful. We've got to clap. We've got to stand up for whether or not we agree with the particular person speaking's point of view. They're guests in our home. And the same way, if anybody that you disagreed with was in your home, you would act with them in a respectful manner. That's got to be the same way we treat everybody that comes to us in policy conference. So we're going to be clapping, and we're going to be respectful. We're going to be quiet when they talk, and that is the respectful way. If there's something that somebody says that you disagree with, keep quiet. Write them a letter afterwards and express to them your thanks for their heartfelt support of Israel, but there's a few things that you'd like to see change. But while we're there, we're only listening. Okay. A lot of us have gotten emails, or all of us have gotten emails to pre-select our breakout sessions. Let me explain what happens at Policy Conference with sessions. There are plenaries, which are the big gatherings, when all 14,000 of us will be in one big room. It is a huge room. It is an unbelievable feeling to be in that room with 14,000 other people. It is incredible. 14,000 people all there to support Israel. Those are called the plenaries. Those occur in the mornings, sometimes in the afternoon, and sometimes in the evening. Depends on the day, you'll see. Those are where the big speakers show up. That's where President Obama and President Perez and Prime Minister Netanyahu and the leaders of the Senate and the leaders of the House will speak. Those are the plenaries, and those occur, again, in the morning, sometimes in the afternoon, and on Monday evening. Those plenaries you'll go into, no problem. Then, after the plenaries are over, there are breakout sessions. The breakout sessions are what you see. There's 60 options. Some of them sold out, depending on when you registered. Got a little secret for you. They don't check names at the door. So you got to be careful. Even if you registered, you want to make sure you're there on time. For first-timers, or even for third-timers, the convention center is very, very difficult to navigate. The rooms are all over the place, and they're not in any order that I figured out after 6 years. So you want to be able to try to get to your room, figure out where your room is. Ask AIPAC staff members. They'll be wearing a red lanyard, and ask them. Say, listen, where's room 204? They'll know. They'll have spent a couple of days in there beforehand, if not years, that they've been there in the past, and they'll know exactly where to direct you to. But make sure you're there on time, because some people will just move into any room even if they haven't registered, and the seats go pretty quickly. Okay. The gala on Monday night is a different story. Okay, the gala is the night that Prime Minister Netanyahu will be speaking, and the leaders, I think Leader Pelosi and Leader McConnell, leader of the Senate and the minority whip of the Congress, will be speaking. That's a big night. There'll also be what's called the roll call. If you don't know what the roll call is, I'll let you experience it for yourself. Bring some tissues, because the absolute emotion of it all and will just shock you. It's rare a year that I hear that roll call that I don't tear up. That's going to be Monday night. You'll be dressed fancy for. It used to be a big dinner, not with 14,000 people though, and that's going to be a special night. Okay. On Tuesday morning, all of us, all 14,000 of us, go up to Capitol Hill and lobby a member of Congress. Every single member of Congress will be meeting with a pro-Israel advocate come Tuesday. Those are important sessions. That's what this is all about. Remember, it's not about just getting into a room and showing your support of Israel. It's about talking to members of Congress and developing a relationship with Congress. You want to attend the lobbying labs if you've never done this before. Those are going to be Monday morning. Instead of breakout sessions, like classic breakout sessions, those are going to be lobbying labs. How do you lobby? How do you form a relationship with a member of Congress? Those are important things for you to learn, and you really should make sure to be at those sessions and pay attention. It's not so simple to lobby, and you got to know what landmines you don't want to step on when you're lobbying. Okay, minyanim. Minyanim are in the morning. They're pretty early. We'll be having our own minyan at our hotel. If you'd like to join, you're more than welcome to. But minyanim are great. I saw this year there's a second mincha scheduled and 2 marav scheduled. Those are important. It's amazing to daven shacharis and daven mincha and marav with hundreds upon hundreds of Israel advocates, all there throwing that equally important relationship, or I shouldn't say equally, much more important relationship, and that our relationship with God and our trying to make sure that the Jewish people are protected. Please come to the minyanim. They are powerful as well. As you're walking into the conference center, you'll see there's I don't like to use the term, but a grassy knoll across the street from the convention center. That grassy knoll will have protesters on them. What they are hoping is that they can egg you on into a fight. Ignore them. You don't need it. You're not going to convince them. You're not going to make your point to anybody. Please, please walk by. Don't answer them no matter what they say. Ignore them. The last thing we need is a fight with them and that showing up in the media. Talking about the media, do not engage with any member of the press. Their badges say media. They will distort your words, and they'll use you as a spokesperson for the Israel Advocate Movement and for AIPAC. You don't want to get caught saying the wrong thing. Ignore the press. If you're getting there late on Sunday, the Secret Service will shut those doors at 9:30 and you will not be allowed in the room. It's not the worst thing in the world. You can watch the speech from this massive video screen in the lobby outside. It's okay. But if you want to try to catch it, don't check into your room. Hand your bags to the bellman. Say you'll be back. You'll be checking in later. Can you hold it until I check in? And come back late that afternoon to check in. It'll be fine. Make sure when you go to any speech where the President of the United States or the Prime Minister is going to be speaking at, where Secret Service will be, that's Sunday morning or Monday night, you do not have anything that could be construed as a weapon. The Secret Service is much stricter than the airport. They don't allow any laptops, any iPads. Your cell phone you can bring in, but no umbrellas. Anything that you might think in any ridiculous fashion could be counted as a weapon, maybe even a weapon, do not bring in with you. Okay. That's the end of our survival guide. I'll be around until Friday morning. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me at pillows123, that's PILLOWS 123 at gmail.com, and I'll be happy to answer your questions. Okay, all the best, and please watch the next 2 videos. Shalom.